Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, and let's talk about the CMAT exam now. The closest exam, of course, that we have now, and probably the last exam of this season of MBA. I mean, for those people who would be going to do MBA in 2023-2025 batch. So, but this is the last exam that we are having now, and I'm sure that many of you would have prepared a lot for this exam, especially because of that reason. क्योंकि बहुत लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं, we appeared for CAT या ZET या FT एग्जाम दिया, महाराष्ट्र CET भी दिया, somehow could not perform well because of one or the other reason. कई बार कोई प्रेशर दिमाग पे रहता है because of which we are not able to perform well. कभी कभार एक दिन ही अच्छा नहीं होता है, we start picking up the wrong questions, उससे गड़बड़ हो जाती है. Whatever the mistakes that have happened till now, let's try कि कम से कम इस बार वो ना हो. You have your exam day after tomorrow, that is on 4th of May, and I am talking about a 2-day strategy to that CMAT 2023. What can we do in these 2 days? What is to be done on the last day? We are going to talk about all those things in this session, but before that, एक बार confirm कर दीजिए, is all okay? Can you all hear me and see me properly? Hello Khushi Rathore, good evening, sorry, good morning. Hi Mr. Anu, hello Yora, hello Madhav Agrawal, Jai Shri Ram ji. Very good afternoon to all of you. It's neither evening nor morning, actually good afternoon. So सब ठीक ठाक है, एक बार ये कंफर्म कर देंगे जरा मुझे. Can you all hear me and see me properly? I hope no operational issues are there. उसके बाद हम लोग सेशन शुरू कर देंगे, एक बार मुझे पता लग जाए तो. There is everything fine. Yes says Khushi. Hello VM. Yes says Ashmita. Hi Ashmita. Good afternoon. So Aman Mishra also says yes. That's great. Looks like everything is fine. Okay. चलिए. Good afternoon Carlton. Good afternoon Kannada dubbed movie. Oh God. This should not be the name, I'm sure. Okay. गुड आफ्टरनून, गुड आफ्टरनून. थैंक यू खुशी. चलिए जी, शुरू करते हैं फिर आज के सेशन को. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट इट नाउ. क्या क्या करना है आज हम लोगों को इस सेशन में. सो व्हाट आर वी गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन आवर टुडेज सेशन, दैट व्हाट आर द एक्सपेक्टेशंस फ्रॉम द एग्जाम. Of course, I mean, I would say when I talk about expectations, it would be more or less on the same lines at that of the last year, that is CMAT 2022. But still, we'll talk about it. What is to be done on the D-Day? What challenges you might face in on the D-Day? And what is to be done in the last 2 days to CMAT. अब क्या करना है? That's what I'm going to discuss in this session, right? इन सब चीजों के बारे में बात करेंगे. Let us start with the expectations first. So how is it going to be CMAT 2023 exam pattern? What is going to be the section wise paper pattern? What is going to be the difficulty level? Though it's not of much of I would say confusion for any one of us. The simple reason being that CMAT generally tells you already that how many questions are going to be there in each section. जो CAT में नहीं होता है, let me tell you, right? CAT authorities do not tell you that how many questions are going to be there. वो बस ये बता देते हैं 2 hours का एग्जाम होगा, 40 मिनट्स के 3 सेक्शंस होंगे, पहला VARC, दूसरा DILR, तीसरा QA होगा. बट यू नेवर नो हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस आर गोइंग टू बी देयर इन ईच सेक्शन. वो आपको एग्जाम डे पे ही पता लगता है, राइट? वेयर इन केस ऑफ सीमेट वो आपको पहले से पता लग जाता है. सेक्शन वाइज पेपर पैटर्न क्या रहता है उसके बारे में भी हम लोग बात करेंगे. डिफिकल्टी लेवल किस तरह का हो सकता है, मोर और लेस एज आई सेड it is going to be almost on the same lines as that of previous year. तो जैसा 2022 हुआ था कायदे से वैसा ही होना चाहिए. नहीं हुआ तो क्या, उसके बारे में भी बात करेंगे, ठीक है? तो उसके बारे में मैं आप लोगों से बात करूंगा. बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये पक्का है कि यहां पर हम लोग जो 2022 के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, ऑलमोस्ट द सेम थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी देयर फॉर 2023 एज वेल. ठीक है जी. तो आगे बढ़ता हूं मैं, इससे थोड़ा सा और आगे चलते हैं, बात करते हैं इन चीजों के बारे में. First of all, CMAT 2022 का पैटर्न कैसा था? So if I talk about 2022, so we had 20 questions in language comprehension, which is going to be there in this year as well. 20 questions LR and AR, 20 questions QA and DI, 20 questions general awareness, 20 questions innovation and entrepreneurship, and overall there were 100 questions which were to be done in a total of 3 hours, that I am assuming that all of you know about it. अब पॉइंट इसमें पहला ये आता है कि क्या ये इसी ऑर्डर में आएंगे या हम किसी मतलब ऑर्डर को चेंज भी कर सकते हैं. सो इट इज नॉट लाइक कैट एग्जाम वेयर अ पर्टिकुलर ऑर्डर इज गिवन एंड यू हैव टू अटेम्प्ट द पेपर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑर्डर. यहां पे ये नहीं होता. देयर यू हैव अ सेक्शनल टाइम लिमिट. So here you have no sectional time limit. So at any time you can start with any of these sections. For example, वो डिपेंड करता है किस आदमी को क्या सूट करता है. फॉर ए पर्सन इट माइट बी सूटेड कि सर एक काम करते हैं, पहले ना जनरल अवेयरनेस और इनोवेशन एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप ये खत्म कर लेते हैं. These 40 questions would not take more than 20-22 minutes. ध्यान से देखो तो वो जनरल अवेयरनेस क्या होता है, यू रीड अ क्वेश्चन, इफ यू नो इट यू मार्क इट, यू डोंट नो इट यू लीव इट, और तो कुछ नहीं होता उसमें. सो दोस 40 क्वेश्चंस प्रोबेबली कैन बी डन विद इन 20 मिनट्स. 20 से ज्यादा आप मान लो इसको 25 मिनट्स लग जाएंगे इसको करने में. हालांकि मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ये कहता है कि 15 मिनट भी नहीं लगते, बट 25 मिनट्स में ले लेता हूं 40 क्वेश्चंस के. अब 25 मिनट्स अगर इस पे लग गए, दैट मींस फॉर द अदर 3 सेक्शंस you have 180 minus 25, 155 minutes for just 60 questions. 60 क्वेश्चंस के लिए 155. और कुछ ऐसा ही लैंग्वेज कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के साथ भी है, या तो आपको आता है या नहीं आता है. बिकॉज इफ आई टॉक अबाउट सीमेट 22, आरसी में 20 से क्वेश्चंस बहुत ही कम थे. 20 में से आई थिंक 4 या 5 क्वेश्चन आरसी के थे, उसमें तो टाइम लग जाएगा. बट क्वेश्चंस विच आर बेस्ड अपॉन वोकैबुलरी, यू नो इट और यू डोंट नो इट. क्वेश्चंस विच आर बेस्ड अपॉन ग्रामर, यू नो द रूल और यू डोंट नो इट, उसमें भी कितना टाइम लगेगा. सो इवन दीज 20 क्वेश्चंस वुड नॉट टेक मोर देन 25 मिनट्स इन माय ओपिनियन. दैट मींस अगर मैं इसमें से 25 और माइनस कर दूं तो 40 क्वेश्चंस के लिए मेरे पास 2 आवर्स से ज्यादा का टाइम होता है, और ये 40 क्वेश्चन भी आसान होते हैं, राइट. तो जनरली ये मान के चलो बहुत कंफर्टेबली अगर आप सीमेट का पेपर करो, इट वुड नेवर हैपन टू एनीवन दैट व्हाइल अटेम्प्टिंग द सीमेट पेपर जो है रह गया, कुछ क्वेश्चन नहीं कर पाए बिकॉज ऑफ द पॉसिटी ऑफ टाइम. दैट वुड नेवर हैपन विद यू, क्योंकि पेपर जो है आपके पास टाइम ड्यूरेशन के हिसाब से बहुत छोटा होता है, बहुत आसान होता है. यू कैन इजिली मैनेज इट, right? Yes, there can be some surprises for sure. A surprise can be, I mean, just be ready for the surprises that suddenly the paper might be difficult. I mean, till now, CMAT has been either easy or easy to moderate. I've not even seen the above moderate or moderate kind of paper. कभी भी नहीं देखा CMAT का, आसान ही पेपर होता है. बट यू नेवर नो इस साल क्या होगा, तो सरप्राइज तो ये हो सकता है, राइट. अब जैसे ही मैं ये वाली बात कहता हूं सडनली पेपर डिफिकल्ट भी हो सकता है, आई एम प्रेटी श्योर दैट मेनी ऑफ यू वुड से कि सर ये तो हमारे साथ ही क्यों होता है, ये तो हमारे साथ ही हो रहा है बार 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 बार, है ना. तो क्या किया जाए, व्हाट शुड वी डू. ओके, आपका कौन सा स्लॉट आया अश्मिता? आई एम नॉट अपियरिंग फॉर द पेपर बाय चांस दिस टाइम. ओके, so the point is that many people start feeling, sir, why is this happening to us only? That in our times the paper becomes difficult. So let me tell you, it is not a 10th or 12th exam or a graduation exam where the paper is difficult or easy. It makes a difference. It does not. It's a competitive exam. And when it's a competitive exam, it does not make a difference actually whether the paper is difficult or easy, because whatever it is for everyone. So you don't have to worry about it. So always keep that in mind, that any kind of surprise which is there, you are not the only one who is going to have that surprise. Even other people would be having that surprise. Yes, there can be some type of surprises which can surprises a little fraction of the population. I will be talking about that as well, that what can happen in those cases. So we will talk about those things. But yes, as far as the pattern of the paper is concerned, this was the pattern last year. Almost the same pattern is going to be this year. And as I said, that a person can start with general awareness and innovation and entrepreneurship. I mean, this strategy might differ from person to person. I just given you one case. There might be some people who might feel that, okay, sir, I feel that I should do quant and logical reasoning first because these are the two sections in which I am very comfortable. So the time I'm able to do all those 40 questions, I know that other questions are not going to take any time. So I do these questions with all the time in my hand. Even if they take some more time, I can just go fast enough in GA and innovation and entrepreneurship. So that also is a strategy for many of us. So which strategy suits you, that you have to check. There is no specific strategy for each person. That is what you have to keep in mind. Okay, I'm sure that you got my point here. I'll move ahead now. The next thing is, what is the score versus percentile? What should we be expecting, right, from the exam? What is the score that we should be looking at? So these are the score versus percentiles in the last few years. Let me tell you that CMAT 22 was the first CMAT in which innovation and entrepreneurship came as a compulsion for all the students, that you have to write this section. In 2021, It was just, optional. You may or may not write it. So the year before that, the marks of that were not considered. We had 25 questions in each of the four sections. So quantitative ability had 25 and LR had 25. That means 50 questions, right? Vis-a-vis 40 questions in 2020, because here we had 20 questions of five sections, 25 questions in four sections. So this fifth section was innovation and entrepreneurship, which in 2021 was optional, but in 2022 it became mandatory that you have to write it. So because in 2022 it was mandatory, so it reduced the weightage of quant and LR to 40 questions, whereas it was 50 question in the year before that. So because of that, you might see a slight dip, right, in the score versus percentile thing. But you'll see a very important thing over here. Here there is a dip, but here I see an increase. Why is that happening? I'm sure you can get it easily. It's again because of quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning. And these are the two deciding areas because of which this might be happening. 40 questions means 160 marks. 50 questions means 200 marks. So after 200, how much people get above that? So that was the case over here, right? And after 160, how much people get above that? So that was the case here. These scores are very close to 160. So therefore, here these are slightly on the higher side rather than these. Okay. The years before that, these structures have been almost the same. You will see that these all scores are almost equivalent in the remaining years as well. This was the only change. Otherwise, almost these have been the remaining the same. Okay. So from that also you can almost get an idea that what is the score that we should be looking at. But yes, I would definitely say a person should be looking at a 300 plus score if you want to get into a good college, very good college through CMAT, because a 99 percentile was also there at a score of 293. So a 300 plus or a 290 plus score can give you a 99 plus percentile. Otherwise, if you're looking for a B grade college, I would say yes, 270 plus is still expected from everyone. I do not think you will get a very good college below a score of 270 or 275. So try to get a score above these only. There is one more way through which you can get good percentiles, let me tell you, and that is by liking these sessions. So please do press the like button as well if you understand my point, whatever I am saying, though we'll be discussing all your questions as well. वो भी सारे मैं धीरे धीरे लूंगा. हम लोग आगे आने वाली चीजों के बारे में भी बात करेंगे, एग्जाम डे पे क्या करना उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. बट प्लीज never hesitate in pressing the like button. Sir, anyone has Tattva Institute? Oh, I have no idea about it. Never even heard of it. हेलो इशिता सर, 1000 जीके कर लूं तो उसमें से 6-7 तो आएंगे ना? कौशल देखो, तुम्हें भी पता है यार, जीके के बारे में कोई नहीं कह सकता. इवन इफ यू डू 1000 क्वेश्चंस, देर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी कि उसमें से 10 से ज्यादा भी आ जाए. देर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी एक दो ही आए. कोई नहीं कह सकता दैट पेपर सेटर के दिमाग में क्या है, वो क्या सोच के पेपर बना रहा है, किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस डाल रहा है. एंड जीके हैज सच अ ह्यूज डोमेन फ्रॉम विच इट कैन कम. उसकी वजह से आप ज्यादा कह नहीं पाएंगे. क्वांट में फिर भी आई कैन से दैट ओके यू डू दीज 1000 क्वेश्चंस, तो सेम क्वेश्चन ना आए, फिगर चेंज होके इसका राउंड कुछ आ सकता है. बट इन जीके इवन द फिगर चेंजेस, द थिंग्स वुड चेंज. सो दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम विद दैट. सेम विद एलआर. एलआर में आप चलो ठीक है, इन 4-5 टाइप्स के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन कर लो, देन यू कैन गेट एन आइडिया. बट वहां पर नहीं बनती ना वो बात. सर हाउ इज नेगेटिव मार्किंग सिस्टम? इट्स द सेम प्रतीक जैसे पहले रहा है. फॉर एवरी राइट आंसर यू गेट +4, फॉर एवरी रॉन्ग आंसर यू गेट -1. सो नेगेटिव मार्किंग वुड बी द सेम. मॉक में सिर्फ 40-50 तक जाता है, बहुत कम है अगर स्कोर की आप बात कर रहे हैं, राइट? Let's move on then. So CMAT 2022 analysis. Let's move on about the section wise things now. So I'm starting with English section. As I told you, reading comprehension had just 4 questions last year, but a total of 10 questions were there from vocabulary, which of course includes antonyms, synonyms, and there's the fill in the blanks kind of questions. There are different type of questions which will be asked to you from vocabulary. Grammar based questions, there were 5 questions again based upon grammar, and there was one single question based upon para jumble, which was between easy and moderate level, you can say. So in total we had a total of 20 questions, and the overall difficulty level of the section would be considered as easy to moderate. आप उसके बीच में कहीं मान के चलोगे. Quant revision strategy, Ayushi, I have talked about this in one another session, right? So you can find that out. I think I took that session 2 3 days back. Just go through it and I'm sure you'll find it. Quant topic wise weightage, I'll be talking about that VM. So but GK section specific, okay, GK section specific 40 50 is a good score question. I thought overall 40 50 तो बहुत ही कम है? ठीक है जी. Then when I talk about QA and DI, so of course, so let me just touch upon that as some people are asking about it. 9 questions have been from arithmetic. So now you know what is to revise, right? So you just have to revise the basics of each and every topic. This is what you have to keep in mind. When I was taking this last lab series, I have even revised those topics for you. So you can go through our last lab section, last lab sessions that I've taken in the last few days. I took this session on arithmetic. I took this session on algebra. Some other faculty member would have taken it on modern math geometry as well. So please watch them on our YouTube channel only. We have taken these sessions. Just go through them. So when I talked about arithmetic in one of the sessions, I remember I discussed all the important formulas as well, which are required from arithmetic perspective and important formulas from algebra's perspective as well. So I mean some a plus b square a minus b square a square plus b square a cube minus b cube, all kind of those formulas, logarithm based formulas, quadratic equation based formulas, progressions based formulas. I have discussed all of those. I think I took that session on last Friday itself, Friday or Thursday. Just you can watch it on our YouTube channel once again. Just go through it. And there also you'll get an idea that what is to be revised, because we have done questions as well from actual CMAT exam, which will give you the idea what kind of questions do they ask you. But let me tell you, all the questions that they are asking, they are easy to moderate level only. Do not go much deeper into the concepts. Just do the basics of it, right? Just do the basics, and that would be sufficient for you to understand these things, to revise these things. Then when I talk about logical reasoning, maybe we had 5 questions from verbal logic last year. All those 5 questions were easy, right? Though in verbal logic we always have a confusion, but there were no confusion in verbal logic questions in CMAT exam. There were 2 questions from blood relations, 3 questions from series, and there were a variety of questions from different areas like analogies, Venn diagrams, number analogies, word sequence, coding decoding, directions, rankings, arrangements. इस तरह के बहुत सारी टाइप्स लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में आती हैं. But all in all, once again I would say the difficulty level of the paper was easy to moderate only. There were a total of 20 questions which were easy to moderate level once again in logical reasoning. That has happened in 2022. This gives you an idea what kind of questions are there, and in my opinion, every person should target 17 to 18 questions in LR easily and 17 to 18 questions in VA easily, quant easily. 35 questions के करीब आप you can minimum target 35 these questions in these 2 sections. आपके पास टाइम भी तो बहुत है. You have approximately more than 2 hours for that. So 2 hours में अगर 40 questions करके you can't do 35 questions, I don't think that can be done. Okay, and 35 questions means 140 straight away. 140 के बाद things would not look that difficult to you, because you know that English is there. Just 15 questions out of English will take you to 200, and after that, out of the remaining questions, I just have to score 100 plus, and that will do my job. So this can easily be done in CMAT exam. Sir, mock में 280 290 आ रहा है. How to increase 300 plus? Just I mean check that. Dhirendra, I would say analyze it, right? Which are the areas where you are lacking? So of course you will get it by yourself. Mock scores are table. How to increase? Ayushi analysis सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. स्लॉट टू आया है, एंड मूवमेंट पे क्या पढ़ूं? आई विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट कुशल नाउ. Next, when I talk about GK, so as someone was asking me a few days back, some students were asking me, sir, how many current affairs are there? How many questions from static GK are there? Let me tell you, most of the questions have been from GK. In 2022, one single question was from current affairs. Just one single question. The remaining 19 questions, they were all from static GK, from areas like Indian polity, science, economy, history, culture. Then there are awards as well. There are other things as well, geography and all. So in total, there have been most of the questions from static GK. And as we discussed before, now static GK is something you can't say that, okay, I have prepared well enough for it. whatever you ask me in GK now, I would be able to answer it. That does not happen. I hope you agree with me on this, that GK has got such a vast syllabus. Just keep on going through our sessions of 500 most expected questions, which are being taken by Salix every day. So you can just watch them on our YouTube channel, and there also you can find those questions. Just keep attending those sessions. Simply, there is a possibility, अगर आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ वो भी attend करते रहो, you might find 6-7 questions from GK. That's a lot, right? 6-7 क्वेश्चन बहुत हो जाते हैं अगर आ जाए तो, उससे बढ़िया को बात ही नहीं है. Idioms and phrases कितना आएगा approximately? Amit, I'm not very sure about this. Even no one can be sure about it. They might not ask you any question on that. They might ask you 2-3 questions on that. But I'm sure that 2-3 questions is ज़्यादा तो they would not be asking you on that. Okay. And then finally, when I talk about the I and E section, the innovation and entrepreneurship section. So what are the questions, type of questions that they have asked? Taglines. So they asked for taglines of Raymond's last year, I think for Amul as well. These kind of taglines they would be asking. Government initiatives. So are there any tax reliefs which are given to the startups? Any kind of loan system that they have provided? Any kind of, I mean, SEZ kind of arrangement is there for the startups? So whatever are there, those things are there. Business jargons, like, I mean, nowadays you must be hearing there are a lot many unicorns are there. So this company has become a unicorn. So what do we mean by unicorn? Which company is called a unicorn? How many unicorns are? So those kind of business jargons they can ask you. Founders of different startups. So who is the founder of BYJU'S? Of course, they would not be asking you. The name itself is there, right? Otherwise, for the companies, like they might ask you the founder of Lenskart, the founder of Mama Earth, the founder of Oyo. I mean, those companies which does not have the founder's name directly in the name, and the current scenario for the business, right? So once again, the government initiatives are there, or any private funding which is available. What kind of I mean arrangements are there through which I mean a company can go for IPO? What are the hindrances that they might face there? So basically everything that is related to business. So that's what you have to get into. Okay. कैट का एग्जाम बहुत मिस कर रहा हूं, क्या करें सर? दोबारा दे दो, इस साल मिस क्यों करना है? इकोनॉमिक्स, यस, इकोनॉमिक्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चन कौशल, जैसे भी इकोनॉमिक्स हमारी पॉलिसीज होती है इंडिया की, या जब भी बजट वगैरह के बारे में दे माइट आस्क यू क्वेश्चंस. ओके, नाउ what are we going to discuss now? What will we discuss now? The CMAT day. The CMAT day is of course 4th of May. Do's and don'ts and the common challenges that people are facing. So now we are going to talk about this. ठीक है, अब इसके बारे में बात करना शुरू करते हैं. So first of all, do's and don'ts. क्या क्या चीजें आपको करनी है, क्या नहीं करनी है, just keep them in mind. All documents must be ready by the D-Day. Now there is a slight confusion that even I had here. When I go to the FAQ section of CMAT website, NTA website, so there they are writing that you also must be having that self-declaration which they have provided. You have to fill it up and go with that. But in the admit card, it has not been named, right? So because it has not been named in the admit card, probably there is nothing like that. It is there on the admit card itself at the end. So just check that first of all, and also keep that in mind that you also have to put a thumb impression of your left hand, which should be legible. Now this is something different from the other exams, therefore I'm talking about it. Try to keep 2 photographs with you, that also needs to be taken care of. Recheck your travel plan. Why are we saying this? Because the first slot is early in the morning. So in that case, if you are moving to a different city, right? For many people, of course, in their city, there is no test center. They're moving to a different city. So through Google Maps, just check how much time is it going to take to reach that point. And I would always suggest that reach a day before if you are having the morning slot. If the evening slot is there, then you can reach in the morning. So reach your city either in third evening or in the fourth morning. Fill up the self-declaration form. As I said, for COVID, probably this is not there this time. Just check it. I did not find it on admit card. I found it on the FAQ section. Just check it once. And they are saying that you can keep your mask, sanitizer, gloves, your pen, your water bottle, and you can keep it with you inside the hall as well. Okay, you can take it inside, but the ball pen should be transparent. Keep that in mind, right? And some common challenges now that are impacting you or impacting everyone. So what are the things that let's talk about that as well. दिए नहीं है कैट का एग्जाम. Okay, okay. Sir, today's session is important. It should be Prabhuд in my opinion. Sir, do we have to take any self-declaration form? Sarthak Gupta, as I said, I did not find it in the admit card. I find it on the FAQ section. So I think FAQ section might be of the last year same. I mean, probably they might have pasted it there, might have forgotten it, but admit card would be completely new. Going by the admit card, I think that is not there. So even if self-declaration is there, it is there on the page of your admit card only. And they have said that take a printout of both the pages. So ये ध्यान में रखिएगा, you have to take a printout of both the pages of your admit card. Thumbprint will be in center. No, Kaushal, there you have to sign in. The thumbprint you have to put it by yourself beforehand. Though generally you find people over there who help you in putting that thumbprint, but I mean you can't rely on them all the time, because what if they are not there? So you'll have a problem then. नो कौशल ब्रो, अच्छा उसको आंसर दे सर। मैंने अभी कैट एग्जाम नहीं दिया है, मुझे सीमेट के थ्रू कॉलेज चूज करना चाहिए। अगर आप एडमिशन लेना चाह रहे हैं हमें, देन चूज इट। इफ यू डोंट वांट टू टेक द एडमिशन, देन व्हाई टू स्पेंड सम मनी ऑन दैट? There's nothing slot 1 versus slot 2 ones. I mean, never get into that, right? And do not even think about it. I've seen many students thinking about it a lot. I've got this slot 1. Slot 1 would be generally difficult. People in slot 2 will get an added advantage. ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा. People in slot 2 would be having their own problems. It is in the afternoon, that the sleepy time, will feel sleepy, and there'll be a lot of pressure as well. We'll have a lot of confusion from coming from people from slot 1. Someone would say that quant was tough, someone would say LR was tough, someone would say GK was current affairs, someone was saying no, it was static GK. So that problem is also there. Do not get into that. Please listen to me. Do not get into that. Do not get into this part, otherwise this will just confuse you to the point that you'll start feeling very anxious about the exam. How many questions should attempt for safe score? I mean, what is a safe score depends upon the choice of your college. Though in my opinion, for a safe score, you should be attempting around 80 questions. FAQ सेक्शन वाले भी डिक्लेरेशन लेकर जाना, नहीं, वहां डिक्लेरेशन दिया नहीं है प्रबुद्ध। JBIMS के लिए क्या कट ऑफ होता है? जनरली इट इज अराउंड 3, I mean percentile wise it is around 99.9 plus. So in my opinion it will be around 350 plus हो सकता है। एग्जाम से पहले हमें खुद करके लाना है थंबप्रिंट। हाँ जी यशी मोहन, दैट्स करेक्ट सर। जेबीएम इसके लिए बता दिया मैंने, व्हाट इज जेबीएम बोल दिया है। एनटीए का कुछ भरोसा नहीं है, सही बात है। व्हाट इज द कट ऑफ फॉर जेबीएम? आई थिंक आई हैव ऑलरेडी आंसर। चलिए, नाउ व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस दैट इंपैक्ट्स ऑल और इंपैक्ट्स ओनली यू? लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट इंपैक्ट्स ऑल? सेम डिफिकल्टी लेवल अगर आया तो क्या होगा, मोर डिफिकल्ट आया तो क्या होगा? If it is of the same difficulty level, I would say it is expected, right? And this is something which somehow makes you positive, though I would not say that you should be feeling any specifically positive about this thing. You anyway should always remain positive. As I said, difficulty level, whether it increases or decreases, does not make a difference, because it impacts all. So if it is on the same lines, this is what you prepared for. If it is difficult, more difficult than what you had expected, this is same for everyone. So just keep calm at that time. You would say at that time many people would start sweating. They would start feeling, oh God, my paper is going bad. Now currently we are talking about a good score is 300 plus, 320 plus. Who knows, this time CMAT decides to give you such a difficult paper that even at my 250 you might get a 99.9 percentile. You never know about it. So just be yourself in the exam. You know yourself. If you are not able to do the questions, no one else would be able to do the questions. If you are able to do them faster than what you generally do, other people would also be able to do it faster than others do. So paper is difficult, it is for everyone. If the paper is easy, it is for everyone. So just do not think about this part. क्योंकि काफी लोग इसको सोच के टेंशन ले लेते हैं. Commonly I've seen that scenario, that when you are not prepared, right? Sorry, when you find the paper is tough and you are sweating, you did first question you could not do it, second question you could not do it, third question you could not do it, you start feeling anxious, you have a pressure on you now. Then you start looking outside, what are the other people doing? You look around, everyone is working on their skin, and you feel like, oh God, everyone is solving questions. I have not been able to do 3 questions, though you don't know whether they are also feeling the same problem or not, right? There is a possibility कि आपने गर्दन घुमा के देखा, उसी टाइम पे एक और ने भी गर्दन घुमा के देखा, उसके प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत कम होती है. यू टू लुक एट ईच अदर एट द सेम टाइम, और दोनों आंखों ही आंख में बोलते हैं हाँ तू मेरा भाई है. हम ही दोनों नालायक है, बाकी सब कोई कर रहा है. बट एक्चुअली द पॉइंट इज एवरीवन लुक्स अराउंड इन सम टाइम, जनरली दैट इंटरसेक्शन एरिया इज प्रेटी लेस, हमें पता नहीं लगता. इन अ टफ पेपर इट हैपेंस विद एवरीवन, यार सबकी हालत खराब होती है, इट जनरली हैपेंस. सो जीआईएम सेफ स्कोर एंड कट ऑफ, स्कोर नहीं कह पाऊंगा सिद्धार्थ शर्मा, बट यस कट ऑफ वुड बी समवेयर अराउंड 98. सो सर कितने रैंक तक वालों को जेबीआईएमएस मिलता है? अमित मेरे ख्याल से आप ये मान के चलो 15 से 20 रैंक के ऊपर आप एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे कि जेबीआईएमएस आपको मिल सकता है. Now, what are the factors that impacts only you? The worst scenario is questions from your weak area, right? This might happen. This is a problem that can impact only you, right? Paper is not that difficult, but questions have appeared from an area in which you are not comfortable. So you knew that arithmetic would be there would be a lot of questions on arithmetic in QA section. You prepared for it, right? Suddenly in the exam you get to know that 8 to 9 questions are there from number system and you did not even touch that topic. This might happen. This is not fair. But what can you do about it? You can't do anything about it. Once again, I would say keep your calm. Just keep working to the best of your abilities. Whatever best you can do, just do it. Because whatever that can happen, the worst scenario that can appear, it can happen in one section. Try to maximize your score in the other 4 sections. You might say, नहीं सर 2 सेक्शन में ऐसा हो गया तो 3 में हो गया तो. If your day is that bad, if the God is after you, no one can save you then. वो तो होता नहीं है. But that does not happen. The chances of happening of that are pretty less. और अगर होगा भी तो everything happens for something good. Possibly God wants to send you to IIM Ahmedabad and you are after GIM, you are after KJ Somaiya. क्या पता वो कह रहा है कि दोबारा तैयारी करो यार, तुम कैट के लिए बने हो, कैट को फोड़ो, go into the IIM Ahmedabad, and why are you going into this? So you never know about it. So just कीप वन थिंग इन माइंड, जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. और फिर मैंने बताया इन चीजों से बचने का एक ही तरीका है, दैट इज लाइक द सेशन. Please press the like button. This is the only fee that you have to pay for these sessions because we don't charge you. So please keep pressing the like button here. सर जितने एडमिट कार्ड पे लिखा है बस वही लेकर जाना है? जी हाँ, जो एडमिट कार्ड पे लिखा है प्रबुद्ध वही लेके जाना है, because you can fight with them that these are the things that you asked for, we have brought these only, why are you asking for the other things? So you can do that, right? चलिए, now CMAT day pointers. तो क्या क्या करना है on the D day, what all things you have to do. So let me talk about those things as well. So rise early, sleep early. Of course, when we talk about these two things, it is especially important for the people who have their exam in the first slot. Generally, I mean, our generation has a problem of getting up late and sleeping late. Our generation नहीं, your generation, मैं तो बूढ़ा हो गया. तो आपकी जनरेशन में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप जो है शाम को जल्दी सो के सुबह जल्दी उठ जाएं, बिकॉज इफ 9:30 इज द एग्जाम, 8:30 you have to reach, 7:30 you have to leave, 6:30 you have to get up. We don't have a habit of doing that. उस टाइम तक तो हमें भूख भी नहीं लगती है. That's a problem that you might have, right? Have a breakfast, balanced breakfast or lunch, as I said, right? Wear comfortable clothes. These are very small things, but actually they matter a lot, right? मान लीजिए आपने एक टी शर्ट ही ऐसी पहन ली जिसमें कुछ चुभ रहा है कहीं पर. Throughout the paper, your mind would be more occupied at that point rather than in an exam, और वो बड़ा impact डालती हैं छोटी छोटी चीजें. Make a checklist of things. This is important कि क्या क्या चीजें लेके जानी है, क्या क्या नहीं लेके जानी है. Now in the morning suddenly you realize, oh God, I had to put a thumb impression. I don't have that pad to put the thumb impression. अब सुबह सुबह आप टेंशन में आके कहां से ढूंढूं? What if I go there and they do not let me enter into the exam hall because you don't have the thumb impression? What will happen? मेरा तो दिन ही खराब शुरुआत हो गई. How would I have a good paper? So start having that negativity. So keep all those things checked a day before so that you are very sure कि ठीक है अब कुछ भी बिगड़ेगा नहीं, मैं कल आराम से जा सकता हूँ. Have that preparation with you. Make sure to reach that time center in time, right? ये यहां पे एक और इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. लेट अस से you have an exam at 2:30, right? Today you saw in the map, it is showing that it will take 1 hour 10 minutes to reach your exam center. But you did not pay attention to one part, that today is Sunday. There is no traffic. Tomorrow you started from your home with an expectation, I would reach in 1 hour 15 minutes or 20 minutes, 1 hour 10 minutes. तो map ही show कर रहा था. Suddenly you saw there was a lot of traffic and it took you more than 2 hours or 2.5 hours, right? That might happen. Keep that in mind. उसी टाइम पे ट्रैफिक चेक कीजिए, वर्किंग डे पे चेक कीजिए जिस टाइम पे रोज होता है, to get a real idea about the traffic. सर आई हैव नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड एनीथिंग फॉर CMAT, सो अभी आपके लिए मैं एक स्लाइड दिखाऊंगा ना, सिर्फ यू हैव नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड एनीथिंग, ठीक है, तो कोई वैल्यूएबल टिप्स मेरे पास होगी नहीं ऐसी, लेकिन एक बहुत खास टिप है वो थोड़ी देर में दूंगा. I'm not able to download my admit card even after putting correct login credentials. So in that case, they have given a helpline number, Radha. Just call up at that number and tell them about it, and they would surely help you out with that. Okay. Then the other things, use the restroom before the exam starts, because many a times those people, the invigilators who are there in your exam hall, they are very strict about it. There is a 3 hour exam. We won't let you just get up from your seat, whatever happens. And if you want to go to the restroom and they are not allowing you to, you can understand how bad it would be. You would not be able to write your exam properly. You'll always have that problem. So therefore, use it before the exam starts, just 10 to 15 minutes before the exam. Know the question paper, right? I'm sure that this part you would have already done. You would have strategized well that what am I going to do in the exam hall? What is the first section I'm going to pick up? How do I distribute my time that has to be there? And that is a very important point. Brain freeze is very common. When you have a lot of pressure, you have a lot of expectations from yourself. You know, these are the only 3 hours in which I have to do something. You started doing a LR set, right? Which is of 4 questions. After 10 minutes, you suddenly feel that you read the information wrong, and whatever you did, it was completely wrong. At that moment, what you feel is brain freeze. You are like, oh God, what have I done to my exam? I would not be able to score well. मेरा तो इतना टाइम खराब हो गया. क्या ये सेट दोबारा करूं, कुछ और करूं, क्या करूं? This is very common. In that case, I would just say spend 2 minutes more on yourself. Have a calm, posture. Relax a bit. Take deep breaths. Start afresh and think. Even if the exam goes wrong, ठीक है, it happens, right? So that is something that you have to keep in your mind. उस टाइम पे गौतम बुद्ध को याद कीजिए, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट. बुद्धम शरणम गच्छामि सोच के और बैठे रहिए आराम से. And most important part of the paper, as I said, is enjoy the paper. ऐसा नहीं किसी टेंशन के साथ नहीं लिखना है, मैंने एक पेपर देना है, आई हैव टू स्कोर वेल, दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. सर मेरा मेरा स्कोर 220 से ऊपर नहीं जा रहा, एनालाइज योर पेपर. सर एनटीए मेड श्योर दैट एवरीवन हैज टू ट्रैवल मिनिमम 10 किलोमीटर्स फॉर द एग्जाम सेंटर. आई कांट कमेंट ऑन दैट. सर जेबीआईएमएस में 80% सीट्स मराठी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए होता है, तो अदर स्टूडेंट्स के साथ कुछ अनइक्वलिटी होता है. अब वो रिजर्वेशन सिस्टम है अमित, उसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकते आप. Sir, I'm from Kashmir. There is only one university and the average cutoff is around 140, 160. Besides, sir, I have category 2. Sir, please suggest me some tips that I can crack this according to the cutoff. Nasir, I would just say that go through last 2 years papers. That's it. This is what you can do in the remaining 2 days. Keep one copy only, Kumud. Why more than one copy? Now, the 2 day CMAT strategy, I don't care attitude, the revise the important formulas, plenty of sleep. What does that mean? In these 2 days, what should you do? In my opinion, what you should do is have this attitude. IDC means I don't care, right? It doesn't matter much to me. I am just like, okay, I'll go to the exam, I'll try my best. If I get a good score, okay. If I do not get a good score, I'll be thinking about this. So, this attitude is extremely important for these 2 days. This is something, first of all, that you have to start with. Revise the important formulae and questions. That's it. बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करना है, सिर्फ revise करना है. Don't do anything new at this time. Have plenty of sleep, as I said. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of yawning during the exam time, and that actually makes you a little lazy, right? Lethargic. And the brain also starts functioning at a very low speed. So have a good sleep at that day. Feel very fresh in the morning, right? Then go for the exam. It would always help you during the exam time. Keep that in mind. ये हमेशा होता है. बट सर सीमेट में 98 परसेंटाइल लाना भी खराब ही स्कोर है. प्रबुद्ध, एज आई सेड, इट डिपेंड्स फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन. कैन वी स्विच सेक्शन ड्यूरिंग एग्जाम टाइम? यस आकाश, यू कैन. क्या सब क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करने का ऐसा है? नहीं नहीं हमजा, यू डोंट हैव टू डू दैट बिकॉज देयर इज अ नेगेटिव मार्किंग फॉर एज वेल. ठीक है, वो ध्यान में रखिएगा. Okay, sir, I don't do anything for GK. Should I attempt questions of GK? You have to. You don't have an option set. Do those questions which you know. Otherwise, leave it. Okay. And lastly, the most crucial thing, the thing required to ace the exam, right? This is the most important part of this video. जो भी अभी तक आप लोगों ने देखा है उसका सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट अभी आएगा कि आपको क्या करना है. This is the most important part, the most crucial thing to ace the CMAT exam. I am sure all of you want to do it, right? कौन है यहाँ पे जो ये नहीं चाहता कि मैं CMAT में अच्छा स्कोर करूं? I am giving you the most important mantra to crack it. ठीक है? Trust me on this. Just do it, and I'm sure each one listening to me would definitely crack it. और मुझे बताना भी जरूर लाइक बटन के थ्रू आपको ये वाले जो है मेरा मंत्रा वो ठीक लग रहा है या नहीं, मैं कुछ गलत तो नहीं कह रहा हूं, ये मुझे बताइएगा जरूर, ठीक है? सो माय मंत्रा फॉर अ कंप्लीट सक्सेस इज चिल, ठीक है? It's an easy exam. The questions are very easy. You have already prepared for it. जो आता है आपको सब आता है. You are not going to do anything new in these coming sessions. आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. Just sit like this guy. जैसे ये बैठा है ना, कॉफी शॉफी लेके आराम से पैर ऊपर करके, ठीक है, और लैपटॉप खोल के, मुझे नहीं पता क्या देख रहा है, हालांकि मैं ये भी बता सकता हूं आपको क्या देख रहा होगा ये इंसान, बट जस्ट चिल, राइट? एंड द वेदर इन नॉर्थ इंडिया नाउ इट इज आर लाइक दैट ओनली, ठीक है? साउथ इंडिया का मैं नहीं जान पा रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं वहां रहता नहीं, आई डोंट स्टे देयर, बट इन नॉर्दर्न इंडिया इन माई एरिया अराउंड दिल्ली it has been like that for last many days. It's raining throughout the day. The I mean, cool breeze is there. Otherwise, May is not the time for that. Generally, we have heat waves during these times. लेकिन मौसम भी आपको ये कह रहा है, जस्ट चिल ब्रो, राइट? यूल हैव अ गुड एग्जाम, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. सब क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करना कैसा मीन सब क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट ना करें, ऑफ कोर्स नॉट, देयर इज अ नेगेटिव मार्किंग, हमजा. डू ओनली दोस क्वेश्चंस व्हिच यू नो, अदरवाइज नॉट. How to be confident like you? Become a teacher, right? You'll become confident. A student generally is not that confident. सर एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म में फोटो अलग और एडमिट कार्ड में थोड़ा अलग है, चलेगा? नहीं विशाल, कोशिश कीजिए आप सेम फोटो ही लेके जाए. दे माइट क्रिएट एन ऑब्जेक्शन ऑन दिस. ओके, let me tell you what is he watching on his laptop. He's watching Friends, right? This is the best way of chilling. I mean, this is for me. मेरे ख्याल से मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है Friends, right? My favorite TV series that I have seen. The best part about Friends is you can just pick up any of the episodes and start watching it. एंड एवरीथिंग वुड बी रिमाइंडेड टू यू. जो भी आपने अभी तक देखा सब याद आ जाता है. दोबारा आपको वही जोई याद आ जाता है, सब अच्छा लगने लग जाता है. ये ठीक है, आपको वही चैंडलर अच्छा लगने लग जाता है, वही फीबी की बातें अच्छी लगने लग जाती है, रॉस. सो यू स्टार्ट फीलिंग गुड अबाउट इट. सो वॉच फ्रेंड्स इफ यू लाइक इट लाइक मी. इफ यू डजंट, आई हैव सीन मेनी पीपल जिनको ये भी पसंद है द बिग बैंग थ्योरी, आपको ये पसंद है तो वॉच दिस एज वेल, राइट? So that's completely up to you. Whichever you like, you can just go for it. But yes, in these days, this is what you have to do, in my opinion. Just chill, and I'm sure you are going to do well in the exam. That's all from my side. And yes, to help you with that, as someone was saying that in this one day, what can we do? Let me just tell you what can you do. ठीक है? कल के दिन हम लोग जो है, we are doing an 8 hours non-stop marathon for CMAT, guys. We are revising the complete syllabus. You have not done anything in CMAT till date, or you have done all the preparations. You just want to sit and relax. You can relax this way as well. Just come to the channel, watch this 8 hours marathon, right? We'll be having all the topics there. We'll be discussing quant, we'll be discussing logical reasoning, we'll be discussing verbal ability, GK and IND. All would be discussed. We'll be practicing important questions as well. We'll learn the paper solving skills, that which questions to be done first, which questions to be done later, so on and so forth, and D-Day exam strategy and more. This all would be discussed tomorrow at 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on BYJU'S Exam Prep YT channel only. Also, day after tomorrow, once again, I would be there with you for this CMAT analysis. I'll be doing the detailed analysis, the expected cutoffs, difficulty level, and all those things I'll be discussing on 4th of May once again at BYJU'S Exam Prep MBA YT channel. Just watch me there and be discussing about that as well. You can also find us on all these media handles, guys. That's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and on the Android app. And that's all from my side for today. I'm sure you like this session. If there are any further questions, please come up with the questions. Otherwise, we'll close the session now. The office dekh raha tha, maza aata hai. The office is also good. I mean, even I like that the other one. I forgot the name of that series. How can I forget that? I mean, the Suits, right? That's also very good. I like it a lot. Best part of Friends is Chandler Bing. Many people might disagree with you on that. I mean, in the first season, even I felt that, but then Joey took it to some other level. So students के लिए distressing activities क्या हो सकती हैं? जो आपको अच्छा लगता है, that depends from person to person, right? Some people might get de-stressed only by walking outside. Some people get de-stressed by going to some dhaba and eat something, right? It depends from person to person. Sir, students के लिए अच्छा, I have a question. Can I ask? Yes, Jyotsna, you may ask the question. Yes, yes, yes. It will be uploaded later on as well. Pranav, should I use options for roots? Jyotsna, अगर क्वेश्चन में सीधा क्वाड्रेटिक देके रूट्स पूछ रहा है तो कर सकते हो, बट जनरली दैट डज नॉट हैपन इन दीज क्वेश्चंस, सो यू वुड नॉट बी प्रोबेबली एबल टू यूज इट. Okay. Okay, all my blessings with all of you, Piyush Verma, and all the very best, guys. We'll meet tomorrow now in the marathon session and then day after tomorrow in the analysis session. Till then, bye bye and take care. Have a good day now. See you soon in the next session. Till then, bye and take care of yourself.